United 0, Southampton 0. I'm joined by Stephen Howson. Let's just get straight into that red card, because you're the first person I spoke to that thinks it was a red.
Why wasn't it a red?
Because I don't think the tackle itself was dangerous. And I think that was what would be the rule that means it's a red, would you say?
Reckless.
That's not in the rules anymore.
Is it not?
No.
Right, fuck it, then wasn't red.
Because I think it ended up being dangerous, but only because he bounced off the ball. I don't think that the action he took...
I think his studs being up...
Yeah, that's a bit risky.
I think is the whole argument. When VAR looks at it, it's never going to go... to be fair, it looks at it and upgraded it, didn't it? Because he booked it. I thought that was a bit over the top, maybe, but his studs being up and catching the guy's shin, to me, you've given the ref a decision to make, or at least the video ref a decision to make there. I think if he pokes it away and he ends up kicking his shin there, not a problem. I think that was the difference between what we saw with Bruno and Betis the other night.
Yeah.
I think because he was toes rather than studs.
Yeah.
But that killed the game, didn't it, really, from that point?
So looking at probably a 4-game ban then, because you get an extra one because it's his second red. Would you appeal that, or do you think that would be unwise?
You probably could have appealed it on the basis of the first one, but because we wanted him back for the Newcastle game in the final.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We didn't.
Yeah, we didn't, so we left it. And I think you might have gotten away with that, because there's been instances of people grabbing people in the same manner that have not even had any sort of repercussions. And he got done on review, didn't he?
Yes, I think it was review.
Ridiculous. So, hard done by. And some big games that he's going to be missing for it. So, frustrating. But he's give the ref a decision to make.
Do you think it was a bit silly from him then?
Yeah, a bit naive.
Which is weird, isn't it? Because that's not a word you would normally associate with him.
No, but I thought United was sloppy overall today. In almost every aspect, I thought United was sloppy today. I thought Wan-Bissaka was poor. I thought Sancho was poor. I thought Anthony was poor. I thought Marcus was poor. I thought Bruno was probably our best player. But I was really interested to see how he would do it with a full game in that deeper role. Because I thought initially he looked better. And initially he was keeping hold of the ball far better. And then obviously he gets forward and now he's just create at all costs Bruno.
Yeah.
Which is just giving the ball up all over the show, isn't it? Anthony and Sancho had like 96-97% pass completion, and I don't want that from my creative players. That shows me they're playing it too safe. Yeah, you got to take a little bit of risk there. And how many times did they take somebody on? How many chances did they create? Not enough, man. Vegas had 5 passes.
Do you think without that red card we win that game? Yeah,
we were very close to winning it anyway. I mean, they had chances. I've just recorded 5 things for the morning, and I finished it talking about James Ward-Prowse. I thought he was probably one of the better players on the pitch, if not the best player on the pitch, and in a position we are so desperate for. He's such a threat from set pieces, both free kicks and corners. United getting corners at the moment. What is the point? What's the point? Just give it a keeper.
Well, we play it short, and then Bruno scored from a corner, didn't he, the other day?
We haven't scored since 99. I don't know what you're talking about.
That don't count. Those ones don't count. But I know what you mean. I just think it felt today like once that red card happened, we just went, oh, fuck it, just go. Like, everything looked rushed. It looked like we'd decided, well, we couldn't possibly control the game because we've only got 10 men. So let's just boot it forward as fast as we can. We were playing like it was the last 5 minutes for like 60 minutes. Do you think, is that something that should be taught into them, or do you train for those scenarios of being down to 10 men? Because obviously that's such a rarity. Do you think we should have had a bit more in the sort of, a bit more of a plan of what to do in that circumstance?
Jose did. Jose knew which players was going to get sent off in which games and trained for it, and then went on and won games. Back in his Porto days, Jody had a bit about him. I think United are still learning, different systems, rotations, off the ball runs, and things like that. So, and also how much training time United actually had on the pitch at the moment. I'm pretty sure it's like recover and then get back on the bus.
Since the World Cup, there's surely no chance.
So yeah, I think it's amazing that United have been able to keep any sort of momentum up. I am begging for international break. Just absolutely begging for it.
Do you reckon we're going to see a lot of people injured?
Yeah, there's going to be so many knocks, and there's going to be so many international teams call bullshit on us.
Yeah, you'd hope so. Back,
can't prove it.
On some of the chances then, so Varane had a chance. There was the sort of penalty shout on Garnacho, which is he's left the ground in a boot on crutches. If you look at the Casemiro decision, where the red card was given for the amount of danger that he was putting the opposition player in, and then you see a similar-ish tackle where the player's jumped through the air, you got this scissoring leg that's come round, trapped his leg, similar to Carroll's on Ericsson, which also has put him out for 3 months. It's clearly a dangerous tackle because it's injured the player. Do you see some similarities there? Are you surprised the penalty wasn't given, or do you think...
I haven't seen it back,
decision?
but yeah, my initial reaction was penalty, and if how it went down is how you're saying it went down, then why isn't that a penalty as well?
Yeah.
That's a foul anywhere else on the pitch.
Yeah.
Why is it not a foul?
Because he gets the ball, but if you follow through and, like I said, wrap both of your legs around the player's ankle...
people forget this. People think that if you get the ball, you can murder people, but that's not the case.
Well, Casemiro proved that. He got the ball comfortably.
Well, yeah, there you go. So people think that getting the ball absolves you of the dangerous play element, but I think people don't have a fucking clue about football and what the rules of the game are for the most part, because people get so many of these things. Foul throws are one that annoys me the most, because the foul throw one is the one that gets broken all the fucking time. It's also the one that gets called for all the time, but incorrectly.
Just looking forward then, 2 games before the international break, we've got Betis second leg, and we've got Fulham FA Cup
ropey game now.
Quarter final. How do you approach these two now? Because obviously no Casemiro for the Fulham game, but he's available for the Betis game.
He's got to play in that.
He's got to play in that. Do you expect a heavily rotated side though? Because obviously we've got three goal advantage. Resting for Fulham, or do you think, well, we've got, how do you approach those 2 games now?
I'd probably build it around the midfield that you're going to have to play against Fulham.
Right.
So the likes of Sabitzer and Bruno, let's maybe have a look if we could play as those two as a pair against Fulham, so they don't even travel, I would say, to Betis. Let's say, right, okay, Betis, got Scott McTominay looked pretty decent today when he came on. Let's try him and Casemiro together, see if we can learn a little bit off him on the pitch, and go with quite a defensive, you come at us sort of.
Maybe stick Fred in there as well.
Yeah, go with Fred, Casemiro, McTominay as a midfield 3. Let's try Palestri and Garnacho, give them starts, because what they've got on the counter is sensational. And actually, we saw how easy it was to get in behind Betis. So Betis that have got to push forward, the emphasis is on them to try and come at us. Cool. Let's go with 2 defensive midfielders, and let's go with 2 wingers that have got pace to burn, if Garnacho's fit, that is. And let's roll it that way. And if Anthony Martial's back in training, maybe he could put a fucking shirt on for once and actually turn out for Manchester United. Yeah,
it's been 18 days since he returned to sort of solo training at United, so you'd think he's got to be close now, wouldn't you? Nearly 3 weeks.
Who the fuck knows?
It'll be more than 3 weeks by the time the Betis game
so I would like to see him given a shirt, even if it's just 20 minutes, and give someone a bit of a night off ahead of the Fulham game. But yeah, I'd go with a team that can play off the back foot, use it almost as an exercise in developing a counter-attacking style.
Maybe
of
even
play.
Maguire and Lindelof. They've played a lot of that style under Solskjaer.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea. Keep hold of Varane and thingy for it. Yeah, use the squad a little bit, because I'm not tempting fate here thinking, we're not going to lose by 4, but we shouldn't lose by 4.
No, and we should be able to change things off the bench enough to fix that. Right, cheers, Steve. Thank you for joining us. You heard it here. It was a red card, so I don't know what you're all getting overexcited about. Thank you for joining us.
And it was a penalty as well, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, red card and a penalty. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you in a bit.